Today we're in New York City and this video is going to be all about street food.
We can't wait to share with you some of the best food New York City has to offer.
New York City's street food culture reflects the beautiful diversity of its people. This is our second video from New York and we'll show you the city's street food like you've never seen it before. Watch out for late night street tacos in Queens, old school pizza by the slice, a hidden gem cooking up New York's best Indonesian food, and loads more. In this three-part series, we're hunting down New York City's best eats, from iconic American classics to rare street food. You don't want to miss this series. Get ready for some mouth-watering food.
I'm Thomas.
And I'm Sheena, and we're chasing a plate.
We hope you're hungry. Let's eat.
This video is going to be all about street food in New York City, and we're super excited because we're going to be meeting up with some of our friends, food-obsessed locals who love to eat just as much as we do, and they're going to take us to some of their favorite street food spots. We're going to be filming all over town. We're going to be in Harlem, we're going to be in Queens, some really exciting neighborhoods. But before we meet up with them, we're going to grab a New York City icon. We're going to grab a bagel. There are hundreds of bagel shops in New York City, but not all bagels are made equal. So we've come to Absolute Bagels. We've heard that this place is churning out brilliant bagels. We can't wait to try them. Bagel with lox spread and some red onion, please. Thank you. I'm not in them. Enjoy. That bagel shop was awesome. Absolute Bagels has a really loyal local following. They've been around for a really long time, and I can see why. Those bagels are super fresh. We saw them coming out of the oven and getting thrown into that window. There was a queue out the door. I'm so excited about eating this. So I ordered an everything bagel. So everything meaning that the bagel is topped with all the toppings. So we've got poppy seeds, we've got sesame seeds, dried garlic bits, and inside I got lox spread and some fresh red onion. Okay, so what is a bagel first of all? A bagel is probably the most popular Jewish food in New York City. It's essentially a bread ring that's boiled and then baked. And what this one is filled with is lox spread, so lashings of cream cheese, and in the cream cheese is lox. And I've learned since being in New York City that lox is actually salt cured salmon. So it is not smoked salmon like a lot of people believe. It's salt cured salmon and it's very intense, very salty. I also asked for some red onion because I think that that red onion is going to be quite tangy and fresh and balance out the richness of the bagel. Oh, it feels warm. It looks so good. Whoa, holy moly, this bagel is sensational. The texture is out of this world. You crunch through the top of it, it's got a great crispy texture, and inside it's chewy and it's dense. Oh, the filling is quite subtle, so the cream cheese is very creamy, obviously, punctuated by sort of salty bits of the lox, and that onion is really tangy and crispy. Oh. The bagel has just got the perfect amount of chew. Oh, this is good.
Now that was a good start. We're now heading off to meet up with our first group of friends, absolute experts in Queens. So we're going to Queens for a late night taco spot. This place doesn't come out onto the street until at least 10 p.m. if it comes out at all. So this is a proper street food. So we're really looking forward with this video to get into the nitty gritty and explore New York and show you a side that you probably haven't seen. It's definitely a side that we've never seen in our previous trip, so we can't wait to really explore all the boroughs of New York City.
There are hundreds and hundreds of places to eat in Queens, so it really pays to know people. Luckily, we have our friends with us, Greg and Jimmy from Food and Preference, so they have a YouTube channel as well, and they are Queens locals, and so we are so lucky to be eating with them. We've roped them into taking us around to their best street food spots in Queens, right?
Yeah, excited.
So we're outside one of their favorite spots. What is it?
Alright, so this spot is a nighttime only tacos al pastor. So this is the only one in New York City that has the big trompo, the heavy flame. This is the closest that you could have to Mexico City right here in Queens. Oh, it's our favorite. We've been here so many times. We love it. Excited to share it with you guys.
Yeah, let's do it. Is one of my favorite tacos in the whole world. What I really love about it is the spectacle of it. So you've got the trompo, this huge vertical spit which is layered with pork meat that's been marinated in adobo. And adobo marinades vary, so they definitely contain vinegar, chili and spices, but they vary between cooks to chefs. And then at the top of the trompo, you have this pineapple, and the taco master is basically shaving off really thin slices of the pork and then whipping off a bit of pineapple to finish off the tortilla. And then the tortilla is topped with onion and also cilantro, and then you've got some lime on the side. I can't wait to get in and taste this thing.
I like your vibe. Keep talking. Feels like you're knocking on my door.
Alright, so I've got my plate of al pastor tacos. I'm going to stick some lime over the top of one of them. Get that on there. And then we've got guacamole and also a red salsa and a green salsa. So salsa roja and salsa verde. I'm going to do like a little bit of salsa verde on the front, and then a little bit of salsa verde in the middle, and then where's that guacamole? I'm gonna grab it after that, guy. Alright, so whip a little bit of that over the top. Okay, I think that's gonna make for a really good mouthful. Actually, there's a sliver of pineapple. I'm gonna add that to it as well. Alright. Oh, okay. Place was Greg and Jimmy's favorite spot for al pastor. This is incredible. So the meat is sliced super thin, and there are really great layers of fat and lean meat. The onion is really sharp and tangy. The cilantro, really fresh, and then those salsas add a really good kick. And the tortilla is beautiful too. Holy moly, it's so good. We are inhaling these tacos. They are super special. We can see why you guys love them.
Absolutely. So the thing with this cart, they're usually here, and usually they come out after 9:30 or 10 o'clock, but sometimes they won't be here, so there's a little scarcity element that makes it even more special. They really just have the attention to detail down. So he passed that tortilla on the trompo so it gets the juices of the meat. And then we always like to ask for it with one tortilla so you can really taste more of the meat. And you taste that pineapple coming in, so you have the savory, sweet. We like the salsa roja because it has the smoky flavor. It's special. We've been here probably 100 times and we never get tired of it. We're always in awe of him cutting the meat, cutting the pineapple. He's really just like trimming that trompo down like a bonsai tree. It's like an art. So they really got it down here.
We are so lucky to be eating with these guys. They are so passionate about the food here in their community, and we're gonna annihilate these.
It is now the next morning and we're back in Queens and we're still with Greg and Jumi. So this is a brilliant part of New York. These train lines behind us are the same ones we were under for the tacos, and the 7 train runs along these tracks, and they call it the International Express because of the amount of different neighborhoods that you pass through while you're on the train. We are now going to have some Peruvian street food. It's going to be wild. Just like the tacos last night, this is a street vendor again. So a little cart right on the footpath. And what I love about this is all the smokes billowing up out of the cart right up to the train tracks. And Greg and Jimmy have told us about when you're on this train, which is going over us now, you pull into some of the stations and you get a waft of the smell. And I can see that would happen here because there's a station right above us and the smoke's going right up through the tracks.
Phenomenal. We've got our stack of anticuchos in front of us. So these are the beef hearts, and they're sitting on a bed of papa a la huancaína. So just some boiled potatoes with this sauce over the top, which has got some cheese and crackers and yellow pepper. It looks really creamy, but the beef hearts, holy moly, they're just glistening. In the marinade, it's made up of garlic, there's onion, there's cumin, and it smells phenomenal.
I'm going to be greedy and go for this middle one because I really like the look of that nice fatty bit right on the end.
Get one.
Oh. Wow. They are delicious. And then first thing I've got to say, heart sometimes can be tough. It can be cooked wrong. Wow. That is so tender and juicy. Oh, yeah, it's amazing. And you've got a really strong hit of all the spices coming through. So really, really flavoursome. And they've got a really good smokiness from being on the grill, which makes total sense because the air is full of smoke here. And that smokiness is really coming through the meat. It's coated it really, really nicely. And it's got quite a chili taste, like a fresh chili. So that's in the marinade and you're getting a really nice burst from that, really coating my mouth. So good, guys.
Amazing.
Let's rip into this potato. So it's big half-boiled potato. Can you cut that for me, please? One of those bendy forks that just does not work. Okay. Thank you very much. We'll coat it in that sauce. Oh, really interesting. So that sauce with that color, I thought it was going to be very bold in flavor, but it's not. There's a lot of potato flavor there. So you've got a perfectly boiled potato, and then you've got just a little chili kick. Very mild, just works really well with the potato. Oh, and that chili's building now. So I definitely wouldn't call it spicy, but it's got a perfect little tingle. It's really, really good. Perfect balance there. Now, Greg and Jimmy have told me that it's really good with the house-made hot sauce. So you've got a nice runny sauce full of spring onions. Oh, that's so good. That is a match made in heaven. That brings the spice level up. Oh, that's almost hiccup inducing. So you've got a much more strong kick of spice, and the spring onion flavor, really strong. Amazing.
it is time for sweets. These are picarones. So they're made from a dough that's made up of sweet potato and squash. There's some anise in there, and they have just been covered in this syrup. And I believe the syrup has a bit of orange juice in it. Is it orange juice? Orange peel. All right, I think we're just gonna dive in. Okay, I'm gonna grab one. Oh, they're nice and hot. Holy moly, they're delicious. They're really, really light and fluffy. That syrup imparts this beautiful orange flavor. Oh, I'm gonna go for another bite. Oh, so good. Oh, they've got this beautiful chew as well. When you watch them going into the hot oil, the dough is really sticky. It's got a real great texture. This is amazing. I can see why you guys love it.
We love it so much. We come here every weekend and we don't miss a picarones or two.
So good.
That was a very, very special spot. I'm so glad we got to stop there.
Why is it your favorite, guys? I was like, we went to El Pastor last night and then we had the Peruvian this morning.
So Antojitos Donafela, they only come out on the weekends for breakfast and lunch. They're the only Peruvian street food cart in New York City, so that's really special. It's run by families, so it's a mother, daughter, and aunt. It's just a spot that we had come across one day and just by chance, and then we just built a relationship with them. Really sweet family. They're nominated for BvD awards. Really excited for them. I think they're doing very special things.
And these guys are pretty special too. So you've got to check out their channel because they uncover the most amazing places all around the place, but particularly here in Queens. So we'll chuck their channel down below and up on the screen. You have got to check it out. And also, they do food tours all around this area, street food tours. So check out their channel for information on that.
Thanks so much, guys, for taking us around.
We hope to see you soon.
It's been an honor.
It's time for our next stop, and it is a classic New York dish, New York style pizza. So we've come across to Harlem now, and we're with another friend for this.
We're here with Chris, who is a pizza enthusiast, and he's brought us to Patsy's, which is one of the best slices in New York City.
Come on. El barrio, right here. El barrio. We the good guys.
We've come to Patsy's, which is regarded as the place that started the trend for New York style pizza. So pizza by the slice. So a very thin base and sold by the slice. So if you buy a whole pizza here, it's called a pie. So you can buy a pie version here, but this place is known as being the first place that started selling pizza by the slice. And you can only get the simple style, so just tomato, cheese, very thin base. And this place has been around a long time, since 1933, and there is another really neat thing about this place, and that's that they use a coal-fired pizza oven. It's the only place in New York that you'll find a coal-fired oven. The sauce smells so good. I really like this pizza place. It has a great feel about it. So you walk in, it's quite dark and stained almost, the roof from that coal-fire oven, and they are churning through the pizzas even at this time of day, which is 3 o'clock on a Monday. It's quite a big queue and a lot of pizza getting cooked. And look at these slices. So got a beautiful thin base, nice and pliable. a whole lot of mozzarella on top, and the tomato sauce has got sort of quite chunky bits of tomato you can see in there. And when they were putting that sauce onto the bases, the smell was amazing. A really good sweetness and a really good tang. And New York style pizza, you got to give it a fold, otherwise that thing's gonna just collapse in your hand. Oh, wow. Oh, look at the base of it. And you've got that beautiful little char from where it's been in the coal fire oven. And the pizza topping is unreal. So simple and so good. Real nice acidity from the tomato. And I like how there's not too much cheese. It's not absolutely loaded up. So it's not just all about greasy cheese. It's still like quite nice and dry, but it's got a perfect balance between wetness and dryness. So the base hasn't gone all squishy. It's so good. This is Chris's favorite place to come for a slice.
Yeah, most definitely one of my favorite places for a plain cheese slice. This is it.
Check out this awesome big bubble on the bottom. So yeah, actually, Chris pointed out my fingers. Look at that. You got the nice little black bits and all the powder from the flour on my hands. You got that beautiful bubble that's exploded. They've really kept it in the oven that perfect amount of time. It's just really perfectly put together. They've taken obviously very simple ingredients and done them very, very well. They're showing why they've been here for so long. Completely maintained their quality. I love it. Thank you for bringing us here.
No problem, man.
Pizza expert. For this next stop, we've headed back out to the borough of Queens, and we're meeting up with another friend who is a local here in Queens and food obsessed just like us. So this next one is a really neat little place. It's just behind the camera under this little awning, and it's actually a grocery store. So this lines up perfectly, I think, with the rest of the places we've been showing you, which we hope are giving you a bit of a different sense of New York, a New York that you might not have realized existed. And it's definitely a new New York for us. We are loving seeing this side of this city. It's such a great place to explore, and here we are at our first stop.
So as Thomas mentioned before, we're here at a tiny little grocery shop, and there's a pop-up restaurant inside serving Indonesian food. We have wanted to eat at this place for years. It's called Warung Selasa. So let's go and get some delicious Indonesian food.
Hi.
This place is totally our jam. So Indo Java is an Indonesian grocery store, and Warung Selasa, the little pop-up restaurant, is right at the back of the shop. So Dewi, who owns Warung Selasa, she comes here every Tuesday. She cooks up a delicious Indonesian meal, and it's all through word of mouth. There's no signage out front saying that there's a pop-up restaurant. If you are in the know, you come here on a Tuesday and you eat delicious Indonesian food. Dewi is bringing us into her little kitchen. So this is Dewi. His food is legendary.
How are you?
Dewi, what is the nickname of your kitchen?
I love kitchen.
Love Kitchen,
Yeah.
because it is so tiny. Check it out in here.
Yep.
Tiny
Just
kitchen,
Yep.
but big flavors.
Light here. From that tiny little Love Kitchen comes a really big plate of food. Check this out. It looks incredible. So let me talk you through what we've got. This here is a chicken thigh. It's been cooked in gula java, which is coconut palm sugar, and also some ketchup manis, which is sweet soy sauce. We've got some kale here, and it's in a coconut curry sauce with some turmeric. very light. Some spicy braised beef. This here's some spicy tofu. We've got a braised egg, some garlic crackers to add a bit of crunch, some rice in the middle with some serunding on the top, which is toasted grated coconut, and then a huge blob of sambal, which is chili sauce. And this atmosphere is utterly charming. I love it. So we're sitting at the back of the grocery shop, just on plastic stools. We've got two little tables here, and we're just surrounded by all the groceries. We've got a couple of fridges next to me filled with frozen tempeh and meatballs and whatnot. This is going to be such an amazing experience. I want to construct the ultimate mouthful. Okay, so I've got some chicken. I'm going to get some rice with that toasted coconut over the top, a little bit of that kale with some greens, and then a little bit of sambal too. All right. Holy moly. I feel like I've been transported right back to Indonesia. That mouthful was incredible. The chicken has got so much flavor. It's sweet, it's spicy. The rice is perfectly cooked. It's really loose but still has a bit of chew. The sambal is actually quite a gentle heat. So you can really taste all the flavors in the food, and that kale is quite bitter. It's beautiful. Alright, let's get some of this spicy braised beef, some more of that rice with the serunding. The serunding is so aromatic, so I can smell that toasted coconut. It's a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. Alright, let's continue compiling this mouthful. So some more kale, and I might grab a little bit of egg. Oh, let's get into this egg. So, served on a banana leaf, so it's also really visually appealing. And then I'm gonna grab one of these crackers, so boom, boom. I'm loving all the various textures of this dish. The kale hasn't been cooked right down, so it's not all mushy. It's still got a bit of bite. That beef, quite spicy and really beautifully soft. Crunch of those crackers. The rice is just sensational. This is such a memorable meal. And for me, like, food that's memorable is not just about what's on the plate in front of me. Of course, the food here is sensational, so obviously that helps. But it's about the atmosphere. It's about the people. It's about who you're eating with, it's about the sounds, it's about the smells, and this is just, every aspect of this dining experience is one that I'm going to remember forever.
Because this is an Indonesian grocery shop, you can buy Indonesian drinks, so a teh botol is the perfect combination for this food. So you see this all over Indonesia when you're there, and it goes so well. It's quite a sweet iced tea, so it goes really well with the spicy food. And we have to definitely say thanks to these two who are at the only other table in this place, Julie and Nigel, for bringing us here. So Julie, an absolute food expert in Queens, and Nigel, you may remember from our video at the Queens night market. So he's a chef at one of the stalls that we ate at on that night, the dessert, the last thing we had. So we will link that video up above. Thank you for watching this one. Hit that subscribe button, hit thumbs up. It's just perfectly put some cheese on my teeth.
We are inhaling these tacos. I can see why you think they're so special.
Absolutely. So